Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello, friends. Hello and welcome. There is so much happening right now. I think it's indicative of this month of the energy being speedy and fast and lots of things going on. And this is the second time I tried to record this show. And there's been some tweaks and changes and things happening along the way. But I want to just thank you for being here, first of all. Thank you for joining me as I continue to try to get this set up perfect the way I want it. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. Just sit back and relax and see if you vibe with our tribe. If you're returning, like so many of you are, I want to thank you for choosing to take some time out with me yet again. We are talking about kind of the energies of this month, which are the energies of right now. I want to just get us all into cozy, sacred space. I'd like to show you some of the offerings I have for this month of March, pull some cards and talk a little bit about what's going on right now, do some Reiki and some light language, and just get us all settled in and ready to tackle the month ahead. And I feel like this show couldn't come out for some whatever reason until we were in the this full moon in Virgo time frame, and you're going to hear my son in the background. It just never fails that whenever I get ready to do a show, he kind of gets a little activated. So he's got music and chatting going on with his friends in the background. You may hear some of that. You may hear the dog. Let me see. Let's see if we can see it over here. There's a snowstorm happening outside right now. You know, can it just be spring already here? I'm just kind of over this. But there's gonna be snow and really strong winds, like 30 mile per hour winds, and cold and all of that, and up to 10 inches of snow and all this good stuff. But let's just grab your favorite snack or drink. Right now it's my water. As I wrap us all in love light and light love, and just invite in the guides who overlight this show: Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, other guides who might want to pop in. We've got the Divine Feminine here. Last time I went to record this March Energies update, this same mala wanted to come out. It's not really a mala, is it? It's a necklace I had custom made to honor Mother Mary. And the stones that were chosen were stones. The girl that made it, I'll have to find her shop. It's an Etsy shop, but a girl that made it specifically chose stones that were kind of around in that biblical time, I guess. So the jaspers and the other stones. Anyway, it's for the Divine Feminine coming in. As I was preparing for this show, I heard the Ides of March, and I totally kind of forgot. I've got my tablet because there's some things I'm going to be showing you and looking up here as well. But I just want to look up real quick, like, I totally forgot what that is. The Ides of March. What is that? According to the dictionary, the Ides of March is usually the middle of the month. It's the timing of the first full moon. I guess it's the 74th day in the Roman calendar, corresponding to the 15th of March. Oh, I think there's some stuff going on. Yeah, the death of Caesar. Okay, I don't know why we would need to care about that here, but interesting. Full moon fell on the 15th. I don't know. I could just say that it's like a lot. To me, what that kind of means is there's like a lot of stuff going on. It's starting with this full moon that's happening. Well, I'm recording this on Sunday the 5th, and the full moon is like Tuesday the 7th. For me here, I'm in Central Time Zone in the USA at 6:40 a.m. And then following that, I didn't realize Holly is Wednesday, March 8th. So that's a very colorful. I just feel like time is just, we keep saying that, like time is flying, things are speeding up. It's that quote unquote time of year, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, where we're coming into the equinox later on this month. There'll be another whole kind of show about that. But it's kind of the time they're saying where like the rubber meets the road. When things start to speed up, because that's what happens astrologically. And if you follow like the pagan wheel of the year, the pagan calendar, you know, things start to pick up in the middle of the year, right? From the Aries season, things start getting more fiery. If you were like living in a, what is that? Like an agricultural world, like the pagan calendar is kind of based off of that. Then, you know, spring is springing up, and it's time to get ready to start planting those crops again and getting out there and getting outside. And the days are getting longer this month. The time changes and springs forward. And we'll have longer days. And here where I'm at, the days are already getting longer. I think at the winter solstice, 4:44-ish, at 4:45 Central Time was like sunset. And last night, my son and I were looking, and sunset was like almost 6:30 already. So 6:30, and then we bumped the clocks ahead. That's 7:30. And I know during the summertime here, it can be light up until almost 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So things are speeding up. So I want to just get us aligned, which, that's like the theme of the month here at TLC for the Soul is aligned. And I know some of you were asking me about merch, because we do have a Redbubble shop. So I know if you are listening to this as a podcast, you're not going to be seeing some of these things, but I do post them on my Instagram and on my YouTube community page. If you want to like see those, or the links to everything I talk about are always in the show notes. But I'm showing right now the design that is the theme for our March merch. So this is going to be the design that's going to be on all the merch in the Redbubble shop. There's all sorts of stuff. There's pins, there's of course the t-shirts and sweatshirts and all that. There's I want this to be like off center for some reason. There's art prints, and sometimes I get into like a little bit of procrastination around like, do I want to order any of these things for myself? And then I can't decide which thing I want to order, because there's like mugs and water bottles and floor and like throw pillows, and I like everything. And then I'm like, well, I can't have all of that. So then I end up ordering nothing. But I did want to make sure that you saw the aligned, and we'll see where else it shows up in the show this month. Maybe I will grab a shirt or something. I wish they had like iron-ons. That's the only thing. They have stickers, but they don't have iron-ons. It would be so much easier, because I could pick like whatever shirt I wanted and put that on there. So there's got to be a way to do that. But that would be kind of fun. So aligned is the theme. And I know there were some of you that really liked this design. You saw it. It was a thumbnail on a previous show. And some of you reached out and said, man, if you ever put that on some merch, I'd really be interested. So here it is. It's on merch now for your perusing pleasure. What else is going on? The deck this month. So I try to have like a deck to feature every month. I don't have a book yet. I'm working on finishing something right now. So maybe next month we'll have like the featured book of the month. But the featured deck of the month is Spring Fling. This is my new deck. This is a 91 cards. We've already used it on the show before, and I still haven't done a walkthrough yet, but I'd like to. So we'll draw some cards, and I know there's some interesting light. If you're watching this as a video, it just seems to be like cutting all the way across the screen. It's very interesting. And some people are like, oh, we can't see you. And I'm like, I don't care if you can't see me. I want you to kind of like let's just play with the light beams that are coming through because I find it very interesting. I don't even know. It's very bright light outside with the snow coming down. Let me just take a look. Oh, the snow stopped. The snow stopped, but it's very bright light outside, and I think some of it's hitting off some of the crystals behind me and doing all of that. This is so funny. So let's align. Spring Fling is the deck. Oh, Spring Fling is up in my Game Crafter card shop. This is my 9th published deck. I had some decks before that I kind of took down, but Spring Fling is out there. We'll play with it a little bit more. If it's something you're interested in, you can go peruse and take a look at that. I have not added it to my website though, but all it is on my website is kind of just some more pictures of it and linking over to the Game Crafter. So the Game Crafter links are in my show notes. I like the way the Game Crafter prints these decks. I don't know, there's just something different about it. They don't see in a lot of decks. I like how the borders kind of turn out on these. Like, I don't need gilding and all that because the colors of the top of the deck, the back of the deck, come through on the sides, and I kind of like that, how that looks. So Spring Fling is our deck. What else do we have? Oh, I'm trying to get organized, okay, with the show schedule. So a schedule for me gets a little bit scary, and that's, I think, where I tend to. So here's what's happening. I'm going to share this with you as like my personal story of this March and this full moon that's coming in, which is also the energies of the equinox. And this call to action, which is very starseed, it feels like, because when I went to get dressed for the show, I mean, I'll wear this all day anyway, but it was very like metallic-y colors coming in, like stardust, like golds and silvers. Like my eyes are like all silvery, sparkly, silver stars. I want to grow my hair out again, so I'm trying to pretend like it's long. I know it's not, but okay, we got to start somewhere. But a lot of like metallic colors started showing up. And so it's all like, here we go again, like a starseed call to action. And it's so funny because, and I don't know if this is going to speak to you, but I don't know how many times I've tried to commit to doing a monthly schedule for the show. I've got 3 YouTube channels, and the Spirit keeps bringing me back to them. Like, why aren't you using them? Because one of them is for the books. One of them is more like just card readings for the cards. And then there's this one that y'all are listening to, TLC for the Soul. And so they keep telling me like, you're going down this winding path and you just keep coming back to the same things again. With a little bit of self-sabotage, because I don't know how many times even in this little planner, I'll even show you one right here. Here's a Kanban board that I started for working on stuff for the show, and I just kind of set it aside and didn't do it. And so it's very evident now that it's self-sabotage. I'm self-sabotaging myself because Spirit's like, it's so simple. Like, you made a schedule. Why don't you just follow it? And it's like, there's something deep down in the root chakra, somewhere, somehow, some fears or something. So take this personal story that I'm sharing and apply it to any area in your life where this may be, touching a chord. But Spirit's like, this is so simple. Like, you just wrote it down and you just kind of have to show up and do the thing. Like, and if you don't want, like, and it's not, here's the thing too, it's not Spirit like holding me to a schedule. Like, you've got to do this. I like do this stuff because it's fun for me, and it is part of my soul's purpose, and it is part of my service work in this world, is doing these things, creating my books and creating my card decks and doing my healing work with y'all. And so it's like, well, why aren't you just doing it then? So these are the questions that it's kind of like coming up to me after, like, why aren't you just doing it then? It's like, I don't know. So sometimes when you don't have an answer, there's some deep-rooted thing in you, most likely in your root chakra, that affects other chakras as well. Your solar plexus, kind of like your divine willpower center, it's your ajna chakra, it's below your third eye. There's some deep-seated thing in there that has to be cleared. And so this month, I'm just committed to continuing to do clearing on whatever ancient seeds, as Master Co likes to call them, whatever ancient seeds are in my chakras that are causing self-sabotage, because it's just so simple. It's like, just show up and do the thing and just keep doing it. It's constancy of aim and effort. It's like Master Code talking to my head, but it's like, come on, let's just do these things. So I created a schedule. I'm going to try to stick to it. Sundays are bringers of the light for me. I am going to do more card readings on the Loveland Tarot channel. Just using the cards. I have an email list and I haven't been using it. And I really like creating the monthly email, giving you guys a little bit of insight into the month ahead and things that I don't typically talk about here on the show. Would be things that I would do for my email list. So we're going to be calling it the Spectre and Book Nook. It's all about all the stuff that's going on and how I can help you. Some secret little stuff maybe that I don't share anywhere else. So there is a place to sign up for my email list. In the links of this show notes too. And this is stuff I don't like share anywhere else. And then the other thing is I like to have like a spotlight service every month, kind of like just a fun way, like healing services. So this one we're calling this month is called Poppycock. It's so funny because it's kind of like no more excuses type of healing service. And it's this thing that I'm just talking about, like working with you one-on-one to heal self-sabotage, procrastination, limiting beliefs, limiting thought patterns. This would be a healing session. I haven't put it up yet on my website, but if you want to book a session with me, probably the easiest, fastest way to do it is to just email me. My email is in all the show notes. Everywhere you can find me, there's a contact me thing, and that's probably the easiest and fastest way to get a hold of me if you want to book a session. If you're on Instagram, then you can always direct message me as well. But this Poppycock session, if you're interested in that, it's a healing session, and it's kind of like no more. Like let's move forward and let's get these things done that we've been wanting to do for quite some time now. I can't tell you for how long I have been trying to be consistent with doing my service work and working with y'all. And so I just kind of like need to make myself do this. I don't know why. I really don't know. I really have to personally even explore like why I continue to just not be able to follow this schedule. I think I kind of know in a sense. Like at least in this lifetime, like for 30 years almost, you know, I worked in the corporate world and I was like on a schedule the whole time. Like some days and weeks at a time, it was like, you know, meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. And I mean, if you were like 2 seconds late for a meeting, somebody was pinging you like, are you coming? Are you coming? When I was in training classes, you know, it's like show up every day at a certain time and teach a class. And it's kind of like, as I retired from all that, I just am like, do I really want to be bound to these schedules anymore? But it's like Master like his like little pep talk the other day. It's kind of like, if you don't schedule it being whatever it is, it's probably not going to happen. And so it's true. I haven't been scheduling in book releases, and so books just aren't getting written. I haven't been scheduling in like creating card decks. So card decks just kind of randomly get created, and I haven't been scheduling in when I want to do these shows with you guys. So shows just kind of randomly, kind of haphazardly happen. So I feel like with the astrological things that are coming up right now this month, kind of moving us more into alignment with soul purpose, I feel like more of us are being called up to kind of take things a little bit more seriously. Like, okay, is this your business? Okay, it's not a hobby anymore. It's a business. I don't think it ever really was a hobby, but I think there was a period of time when I was like bebopping around, like trying to kind of find out what I really wanted to do. Did I want to do Patreon? Did I want to do all of that? And I feel like that's all been worked out. And so now it's like, okay, let's just become a little bit more serious. This is a business. This isn't really a hobby anymore. And so it's time to treat it as such. So we've got the merch out of the way. We've done this. Let's go ahead and let's clear our energy. Let's do some energy clearing, and then we will draw some cards. So the other thing I want to do on this channel, besides coming on Sundays and doing Bringers of the Light with you, is a workshop every month. And I'm still committed. I want to do eclipse prep. So every middle of the week, I'm thinking Wednesdays, we'll be doing a workshop. We'll be working on something for this month. And then typically on lives, I'd like to go live on Instagram better than I like to go live on YouTube. So if you're interested in lives, I try to do lives on Fridays on Instagram. I'm going to go back to trying to do that, where we just sit down and do a little hangout, draw some cards, and then I probably will do, I like to do like one question, one card drawings for anybody that's on that's interested. So if you are interested in something like that, then TLC for the Soul over on Instagram. That link is also in the show notes, and you can come hang out with me there on Fridays. I think that's it for my little schedule-y stuff. That's a lot, but I think the other thing I wasn't doing, and I'll share this too, just for some maybe accountability, was I like to write. I like to, it's not even writing, right? It's like channeling these stories for you guys. I love writing the books, and I don't do it every day. And it's like, well, why aren't you doing it every day? And the Spirit's kind of like, your channeling is kind of like your art therapy. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I really love doing it because it makes me happy. And the stories that come out, they just make me smile, make me laugh. If they don't, like, nobody else likes them, right? But they're good for me. So having fun, it's like, why am I doing all this stuff? What's your why? I think we've already talked about this, but like, what's your why? And one of my main goals is having fun. Like, I just want to have fun, but at the same time, I want to help others. That's why this is a business and not a hobby. I mean, it's both, right? There's some reciprocity involved. It's like, I want to help others. I want to do the healing work and all that, but this is a business. So it kind of it's both things happening. So I was going to leave it at that. But so these are the crystals that are coming out to help right now. This is our Lemurian Angel Aura Quartz, double, almost triple terminated Lemurian. I love this. This crystal always made me, when I very first bought it, it just made me feel so safe. I know you can't see it if you're listening, but you could feel the energy of a triple terminated Lemurian quartz point. That's angel aura looking like rainbows. And then the other crystal we're going to use is this rainbow infused smoky quartz tower crystal point. And then we're going to finish up with this bismuth. And I love this one because it looks like a Christmas tree to me. This is the one that's going to help you get organized and get your stuff going. All right. So let's just take a deep breath together. So the intention of this healing is to kind of help you get, I mean, it's Virgo full moon, right? So help you get organized, help you get yourself back on track so that as the energies do speed up, you're not all discombobulated. Because you'll have this feel, if you don't get organized, you'll have this feeling like there's all this stuff I want to do, but you'll get into like procrastination station. They're giving me like, I feel like this is like, what is that? Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. I feel like they're going to have me start talking in some sort of rhymey sing-song. Okay, but the Lemurian is kind of like the why we're here. So let's not forget our overarching theme for this year, which is New Lemuria. What are you being called to do to help bring your own heaven on earth into physical form, I guess? That's what this crystal's here to do. So this one's going to help infuse you with that feeling of purpose around why are you here, starseed, light warrior, bringer of the light. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? Helping you to remember. Oh my God, I love this crystal so much. Look at the colors. I wish you all listening could see how beautiful this crystal is. That's why are you here? It's a very protective stone as well. I think it just makes you feel like, when I think of Lemuria, I think of like a place where we were just like felt safe and protected. before the fall, everything was just like Garden of Eden. Everything was kind of like spiritual manna, just like we just had everything we needed. Just kind of remember who you are. Just remember who you are. Why you're here. What did you come here to do? Remember why. Open your hands, open your arms, open your heart to receive. We're calling an angelic Reiki to work on your chakras as you're watching or listening to this. Clearing away any limiting thoughts or beliefs. As we also bring in, these two stones like to work together. They like to sit together, the Lemurian and the smoky quartz point. There's so many rainbows in. This is a record keeper smoky quartz. It's got ancient wisdom. So we're going to use this. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Hold on a second. It's so hard sitting on the floor. Let's get this smoky quartz going and do some clearing. Okay. All right. So we're going to just clear. We're going to just come down from the top of your head. Clearing the third eye and ajna. The throat. Take a deep breath. I want me to work on the lungs a little bit, not so much the heart, but the lungs. Tipo gordinderatki, chirindara arkata, kindadarutur, violet fire over here, clearing away, disintegrating lower energies, minyarakete. Okay, we need a lot in the solar plexus. I'm moving down to the solar plexus. I'm going to clear out the solar plexus, the front and the back. Quite a few chakras have a front and a back, okay? So I don't know if many people talk about that, but we've got the front of the solar plexus. And if those things aren't cleared, if there's things stored up in the solar plexus, then they move to the back of the solar plexus, which is like your mid-back. And that's when you start having like mid-back pain. Disintegrate, disintegrate. I'm actually going to send in a dragon into the back of your solar plexus. So let's just hold on a second. Let me just see who's coming through there. Okay, so we have a air dragon that wants to work in your solar plexus in the back. So he is going to go through and do some clearing at the back of the solar plexus. So that's like your, not your lower back, but kind of like right below your shoulder blades and right above like your waist in that area. So he is going to go in and do some clearing there. We're going to pull in some Christ light into the back of the solar plexus. Okay, I'm letting mainly the guides. I'm just the like Master Co says, you're just the fire hose. I'm just the conduit here. I let the guides that are coming through kind of do a lot of the work. All right, we're gonna move down. Where are we going down? The sacral chakra just needs some balancing. We have some water dragons that want to come in and work through the sacral chakra. So 2 water dragons coming in who want to help clear the sacral chakra. So it looks like we're doing dragon Reiki right now. It's like we did starseed Reiki before. We're doing some dragon Reiki right now. Dragon light language. We work a lot with the dragons on this show. Just allow them to come in and go through the chakras. And then we got the big daddy. Just clearing this crystal off in the violet fire. And we need to work on the root chakra. Of course, that's the big one that continues to store all this stuff. So hold on a second. Let's get some water. All right. Let's work in the root chakra. Who wants to work in the root chakra? Okay, we have fire dragons that want to work in the root chakra. And I'm not like, I'm laughing because I'm like, okay, look out. Because I would think once they go in and do some of this clearing, you're going to be really fired up to get things done. Like fired up. You feel desire rising. So let's let these 2 fire dragons work on the root chakra. Help balancing. They're going to disintegrate any of these old seeds we're talking about. Oh, weird. I actually saw energy fly off this stone into the violet fire. So let me let these fire dragons work a little bit. And then I want to bring in earth dragons to work through clearing your auric field. Kind of like your own personal ley lines. We want to bring in the earth dragons to clear your auric field of any lingering thought patterns. When they tell me that they're done, then we're going to energize. We're going to bring in the bismuth. And we're going to energize you with some Christ light, some divine golden light, some starlight. And the bismuth is going to help you get it all together, be able to organize your thoughts, get the downloads that you're getting. Why does it suddenly feel so heavy? This little piece feels so heavy. The downloads that you're getting, like be able to assimilate those into actionable, 3D actionable items. So let me the dragons say they're just finishing up a little bit. So let me shuffle the cards here for a minute. What you're doing is you're just breathing deeply, letting the dragons come through your field. If you're very clairvoyant, you may see the dragons. All right, some cards popping out, so I'm going to put those off to the side for a second. Okay, so they're saying they are complete. So we're going to come in now with light language and using the bismuth, the little Christmas tree bismuth. We're going to come in and energize, and then we're going to see what these cards have to say. So just be open, receptive. Just take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Put your palms on your lap, like face up. Just kind of get in a receptive mode, however that works best for you. Oh, we got fairy light language coming in too. Okay, hold on, let's go. Confidence, courage. Oh, this is Elohim. Whenever we start doing this, this is like builders, our builder angels. It's going to help you get really going. This is bringing in and bringing into the 3D a lot of these things you've been waiting for, waiting to work on. You got to get organized, and then the builder angels are already helping you. I just saw an Abraham quote earlier that said 99.9% of what you want to manifest is already manifested in the spirit world. Before it's like just waiting for you to take action on it. So it's like shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Aka. So let's take a deep breath, because as I was shuffling, sprinkling, a bunch of things came out. So let's just look at those for a little bit. So I'm going to show them all. Let's let this light language assimilate. So here's the cards that came out. So when I say this is a tarot deck, it's kind of a very intuitive tarot deck, because if it's meant to be a tarot deck, then the cards will kind of come out together. So there's number cards with numbers on them. And then there's like the suits of the tarot, like pentacles, wands, all of that. So in this case, we had the 10 of Pentacles come out. That is like building your dreams, right? Keep bringing your things that you want into physical reality. Pentacles is the earthing, bringing things down from the etheric. This is like the ultimate, like, let's do this. 10 of Pentacles is like all the good stuff you want, right? But the next card that was out is Scorpio energy. So what's keeping you from getting to your 10 of Pentacles? What's keeping you from getting to your 10 of Pentacles? The next card out was Temperance. Just kind of not taking it all so seriously too, because when I think about this, I can really like beat myself up over the whole schedule thing. Like, why haven't you just followed this schedule and gotten it all done? Kind of really belittled like all my previous efforts. And it's like, no, we're not going there either. Okay. We are here to just, it's a new now, it's a new beginning. Take everything you've learned about all the times you've made your monthly schedules or whatever, and it hasn't worked out. Like, just take all of those as a learning experience. Spirit earlier said, this is like the long and winding path to the same outcome you've been trying to get to for quite some time. Just go easy on yourself. Just enjoy the process, this whole process of creating and manifesting. It's been very interesting. So go easy with the Temperance card. And then the next card out was Aquarius energy. Look at all the stars, the star candy. So if you can't see this card, it's got a lot of little like star candies and a heart-shaped lollipop, and the water energy of, it's not a water. Wait, Aquarius isn't a water sign. Is it? I get confused with Aquarius. Sorry. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe just learn more about my zodiacs, but it just seems very light. And I know it's very forward thinking, very like thinking outside of the box. That's kind of what it takes here, is like, what do you need to do? How can you make the things that you want to get done more fun? Because they should be fun. If they're not fun, then why are you doing them? That was back to the why earlier of like, why do I want to do these things? Because if it's not fun and it seems like tedious and yucky, then that's probably not going to be very long lasting, right? Because once I stop having fun, I'm just going to want to stop doing it altogether. So let's just see from the Tarot at the End of the Rainbow? Any other cards? Any other messages after all that major healing we just did? Oh, that's this guy again. Holy smokes. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is it. This is my slow moving energy card. This is manifesting. This is enjoying the scenery along the way. It's just pretty much like the Temperance card. It's this little like gnome guy, and he's on a little like, I don't even know what this is. What is that? Like a sloth or a wombat or something? But it's super small because he's down by the mushrooms. And he's down at the base of this tree because he's really tiny. And I feel like it's just kind of like enjoy the journey. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to get there. It's this long and winding path of things that you've been learning along the way. And hopefully I'm not that old when I get to my manifestation, because he looks really old and does he look tired? No, he looks wizardly. Oh my gosh, maybe we need to do wizard training this month. He looks very wizardly, like he's very scholarly, like he's learned a lot, like he's full of wisdom and all of that. So and let's get one more card from the Labyrinth of Dragonshire, and then we will wrap it up. The two cards that have popped out are Love Spell, which in this case is about doing what you love. All the little fingerprints. And you can do anything, now get going. And it's like, I love, like doing, these messages are always so similar, right? Doing what you love is the spell to get you to where you want to be. You just need to get a little more organized. You need to get a little bit more accountable with yourself and a little bit more consistency going on. So if you feel like you need a little bit more quote unquote hand holding, then check in with me about this poppycock session, kind of like no more bullshit. You're going to get this done. Healing session, and we can work more individually on that. Just email me. Again, if you feel like you want to like play with the merch and that helps you get aligned a little bit better, then we've got that. And we've got all sorts of stuff to support you here on the show. So let me just see if there's anything else, guys. They're saying, nope, that's all for this month of March. The next time I see you, we are going to be doing some sort of a workshop together. I haven't really decided yet. I'm torn between wizard training and preparing for eclipse stuff. So it'll be one of those, unless something more exciting comes along. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. We will see you all again soon. Take care.